Hi there, it's Stuart Webb here, back once again to talk to you about something that will hopefully be quite special and a bit of fun. As some of you may know, over the last year I've been involved with a Transformers related podcast, Podcast Maximus, which of the episodes I'm involved with, which are the best episodes of course, mainly talks about the more modern IDW comics. Now Podcast Maximus is associated with TFArchive.com, my Transformers related website home away from home, and TF Archive is 20 years old this year, rather amazingly. And so to celebrate, we're going to do a special episode of Podcast Maximus. That is going to have some very special guests on it. Those guests being you, hopefully. What we want is to do something that is in no way inspired by the recent James Bond radio listeners episodes, completely different, where we want you, whether you post a TF archive or not, to send in an audio MP3 file of 2 minutes in length. It can be shorter, but ideally no longer, talking about your favourite Transformers related thing of the last 20 years. Because TF Archive is 20 years old, there's a connection there, it's thematic, it's been very carefully and cleverly thought through. You can talk about anything that's Transformers related, anything that you love or have a passion for, the films, comics, cartoons, toys, third party stuff, unofficial books of any sort or nature that you might be able to think of. Obviously I can't think of any right now, but sort of anything like that. That episode of Celebrity Mastermind, where the celebrity you hadn't heard of, who used Transformers, is especially subjected quite badly because John Humphreys hadn't learned any of the pronunciations. You can talk about that for 2 minutes, if that's something you really care about and love. We just want to do something celebratory, fun, exciting, and positive. So, sort of in general terms, that means we don't really want too much negativity, sort of videos where you talk about your love of something in terms of how shit everything else is, for example. That's not really what we're after. But other than that, it's pretty much an open field. That is entirely up to you. If you love KISS players, you can send us in an MP3 file of you talking about your love of KISS players. We won't judge you. We will judge you quite severely. But other than that, it's entirely up to you what you talk about. We'd like the MP3 file to be ready to go without any, hello, testing, is this thing on or not stuff. Sound quality is obviously understandable. We're not a super professional radio station anyway. As anyone who's heard my contributions to the podcast will know, you can use your phone or other MP3 device. And in fact, if you're listening to the podcast, that is the cover based on Marion's photo that we've talked about previously, that she tried to destroy the last time I saw her by testing its indestructibility on the floor. There are 3 voice recorder apps in various app stores you can use, or I'm sure there's probably something inbuilt on most of them. And we'd like to send either attachment or in Dropbox or your cloud storage of choice to podcastmaximus@yahoo.com. All that stuff will be in the description of this video as well. And as an added bonus for anyone who does want to take part and join in, there is going to be a prize. All the names of people who join in will be put into a hat and will be drawn out, and they will receive this. I've held it right way up. This is a Guido Guidi sketch from Auto Assembly a few years ago. That is a Beast Wars Megatron that I had signed by just about everyone who was there that year, including Guido Guidi, Simon Furman, Simon Williams, David Kay, of course, for the voice of Beast Wars Megatron, Andrew Wildman, Mike Collins, Lee Sullivan, Jason, I assume that's Jason Carney, but that's quite hard to make out. So that's quite a nice little thing. Only one of the signatures is actually to Stuart, the rest of them are all unpersonalised. If you want, I will tip X out to Stuart, so it can just be a nice general side thing. And if you want, you can have a frame as well. That's probably worth about £3 or £4. So that's what an amazing thing that is. That's one of a kind as well. So we'll draw that out of a hat and we will send it to you. The only terms and condition there is moderators at TF Archive or people associated with the podcasts don't get put into the draw, though they can join in the podcasts as well. Hopefully lots of people join in. We've never done anything like this before, so we've no idea what reception's going to be like. Though it'd be most hilarious if we get hundreds of entries, because that will break the person editing the podcast. Oh, that's going to be me. Oh dear. Still, either way, lots of contributions would be brilliant, because TF Archive, now for any Transformers website to be running that long, 2/3 of the life of a franchise basically, is insane. It feels like the internet was only invented yesterday. Mr. TF Archive himself, our generous benefactor, pays for websites, does all the sort of organisational stuff, and puts a lot of time and effort into it with very little return. So it'd be really cool to celebrate this milestone with a good, fun podcast embracing the best of all Transformers. So as I said, all the main details will be in the description. We'll be talking about it on the podcast as well for the next month. June the 30th is the cut-off date for entries. And we're going to try and get the podcast up in August, because it's probably going to take me a while to edit it. So join in, take part, and let's have a good time with it. Be seeing you.